This is the voice of the patriot. And here we do not criticize. But if we must criticize, we'll only do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people. Without much ado, my brother, my sister, today we have very interesting issues as usual. And we need to go straight into action. Now, the very first story we are looking at is taken from Ghana Web, and it says, "Stay where you are if you won't serve Ghanaians diligently and with humility." Mahama to those lobbying for posts. John Mahama, the incoming president, has delivered a clear message to those vying for posts in his cabinet. Mr. Mahama advised them to get ready for the difficulties that lie ahead. He made this statement on Sunday, December 15, 2024, at a Thanksgiving service hosted in his honor at the Ringway Gospel Church in Accra. "I have been receiving calls and knocks on my door and text messages from people who are considering themselves of various positions. All I just want to warn them about is it's not going to be a walk in the park. If you are not preparing to work and serve the people of Ghana diligently, modestly, and with humility, then don't come. Just stay where you are." His close friends and relatives, as well as members of his party, the National Democratic Congress, attended the service. When Mr. Mahama reflected on his political career, he admitted that God has guided him at every turn. Nana Akufo-Addo knew exactly why his predecessor was kicked out and he came in. Yet he went on the same tangent and even got deeper, pushing the nation into a bigger mess. At the end of the day, today, as we stand, nobody wants to hear about Nana Akufo-Addo. His statue that was erected in Takoradi. Today we woke up to some very beautiful news. And what is the beautiful news in quote? The statue has been partly vandalized, broken at the leg, and some other such places. This is a living testimony to the president. It tells you that this is a referendum to your presidency, at least your second tenure. This also tells us clearly that any other person who had that kind of wonderful welcome should be ready if they do not do things to uphold the nation. Now, if you fill your government with family and friends, party foot soldiers, and so on and so forth, as a way of paying them back, remember, it's Ghana that brought you back and not foot soldiers. Foot soldiers could have done everything, yet Ghanaians would refuse to vote. Like what happened to Nana Akufo-Addo and his NPP. My brother, my sister, Bawumia did everything possible, including paying bribes to people on the streets, allegedly, giving out all the goodies. Yet at the end of the day, they were voted out. They also had foot soldiers. They lost all 14 regions of Ghana and won only 2. My brother, my sister, it is clear we need to let our leaders understand that it certainly would not be a walk in the park. As for President Mahama, I seriously sympathize with him. And I've said this time and again, he has inherited, in fact, a destroyed economy. An economy that is more than just worthless. They can't even keep the electricity going. They can't wait to get out of power so that at least the last days of their presidency will not be marred even further. My brother, my sister, I'm glad Mahama is already sounding this warning. Now, everybody knows that Mahama is a very kind guy. You come to him asking for something. He says, okay, come and get it tomorrow at 2 p.m. Now, if you don't happen to be there at 2 p.m. and somebody else comes and demands the same thing, he might end up giving it to the person. That is how easy it is for you to be able to get things from Mahama. Because of that, many people might be taking advantage of his kindness. Just go in there and demand just anything. I'm glad that he's pulled out the sword. And he's telling everybody, if you are not ready to work diligently, modestly, and inure to the benefit of Ghana, if the answer is no, no matter how many people it benefits, don't do it. I leave it here. There's another one here from Ghana Web which says, quit politics entirely. Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo advises Alan Tremantin. Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo, a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, has advised Alan Tremantin, founder and leader of the Movement for Change, to retire from politics entirely. Tremantin, a former stalwart of the NPP, resigned from the party in 2023 after losing the party's presidential primaries, citing unfair treatment towards him and his supporters. Following his resignation, he formed the Movement for Change and contested the December 7, 2024 general elections as an independent candidate. Initially anticipated to be a major challenger to the flag bearers of the governing NPP and the largest opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Mahama, respectively, Tremantin failed to live up to expectation. Now, despite being regarded as one of Ghana's most prominent political figures over the past 2 decades, Tremantin was unable to translate his political prominence into electoral success. Political analysts have noted that his poor performance in the general election cast doubts on his political future. His results were lackluster, as he secured only 0.28% of the total votes cast, placing him fourth behind not only the major contenders, but also other minor candidates. In an interview on TV3, as monitored by Ghana Web, Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo, my brother, my sister, Kufuor tried to hold on to the presidency. It didn't work. For the first time that he tried, but he finally became the president of Ghana. Today, he's touted as one of the best that we have ever had. Can you say the same things about those who followed him? Nana Akufo-Addo? Certainly not. Even Kufuor came out to say that Alan Tremantin should not be the flag bearer. Times have changed. It's about winning elections. It's not about who has been in the party for long. You cannot be in a party, stay with the party, help the party inundate the nation with debt. The lies, you were part of that. Then when elections came, you quickly came out with a certain catchphrase. Oduro. Is it a dynasty? And when you failed, the bad loser that you are, you decided to leave the party to form your own party. Who will vote for you? Only you and the few nasty butterflies around you. It's sad. As for Alan Tremantin, I lost hope and interest in him when he decided that he was going to leave his party, and the reason he gave. I don't like the NPP. There are individuals in the party that I like, but the history of the party will not permit me, my brother, my sister, to support the party. Individuals, yes, I can. I could even vote for them. I could even push them to become whatever they want to be. But to support the party in general, no. He left the party, formed the MDC. At the end of the day, even Cheddar beat you. Cheddar. When did Cheddar get into politics? The last time we heard about him before the politics, he was maltreating some 2 tigers that he locked up in a prison that he calls a cage. feeding them with what he wants and not what the tigers want to eat. Such an arrogant guy. I'm even surprised he got up to the 2% that he got. Was it 2%? My God. Ghanaians are really not serious, my brethren. How can you go out and be voting for such people? People who have not demonstrated enough that they have the capability to run the nation. It's a shame to Alan Chremantin. Chada just came in a few months ago, announced his bid amid some 419 strategies that he wanted to be president of this nation. A few months ago, you have been in the political space for more than 20 years and you could only manage a 0.28%. You shouldn't only retire, you should apologize to the ancestors of your party. At the same time, be a good statesman. You are a very bad statesman. You have not set a good example. You stayed with these people. They looted and destroyed this nation. You could only find your voice after you left. Now you were criticizing them. You were with them all these years in government. Chopping nyafo. And now you've suddenly found your voice to criticize them. Who is going to take you serious? Well, you have gone into political oblivion. I wish you the worst in your political career. May you never return because you have not demonstrated that you are a good citizen. Now, the next thing I would like to look at, and I want to be very brief with that. My life was under threat for criticizing the outgoing Akufo-Addo government. And this is Prophet Oduro talking. Prophet Kofi Oduro of the Alabaster International Ministry has alleged that the outgoing NPP administration sought to eliminate him earlier this year, prompting his temporary relocation to the United States. Speaking at a church service on Sunday, December 15, 2024, Prophet Oduro revealed that government sources had informed him that his messages and criticism of the government were perceived as a threat by certain government elements who consequently targeted his life. This led to his relocation to the USA for the entire month of May 2024. Prophet Oduro emphasized that he had been vocal for 8 years, urging the presidency to acknowledge its responsibilities to Ghanaians, but they ignored it and only saw this message as a threat. They will not listen. They will not listen to the point that this year, from May, my personal life, from our personal intel was under threat. I had to travel and live in the United States for almost 1 month because you don't have to be in Ghana. What and why do I need to stay in the States? For what? What did I need to do there for a month? Have you ever seen me absent from church events for a whole month before, since you joined the church? Because somebody didn't want the truth. Yet, all I was doing was my job. Well, Prophet Oduro went all the way to the United States and stayed there for almost a month, as he said, because his life was under threat, right? Well, many other people had their lives under threat. Not only Kofi Oduro. Anybody who spoke against the government was threatened in one way or the other. My brother, my sister. But they are out of power right now. Power is so transient. Power is so temporary. My brother, my sister. Kofi Oduro is telling us about the intolerant nature of this government that we just booted out. Resounding victory and uproar against this party. With all the money they shared around like Pekle during Homo War, they still lost. With all the offbeat dancing, all the electric vehicles, all the inauguration of unfinished projects, my brother, my sister, they lost Poto. Ghanaians might seem docile, but they are not stupid. Today, my brother, my sister, this kind of victory has never happened in the history of Ghana. Never happened. More than 90% of the whole Ghana, all the regions, voted this party out. Out of the 16 regions, they won only 2 regions. My brother, my sister, it tells you that Ghanaians were ready to boot out this government. Now, my brother, enough about the government going out. It's time to focus on this government. What does Mahama have under his belt? All these people who risked their lives to see the NPP out, will their sacrifice be in vain? And when I say sacrifice being in vain, I'm not talking about you putting lollipops in their mouths. No, it's about serving the nation properly. Now, when I come here, this economy needs robust thinking. It needs a lot of economic thinking, not bawalayaing. We brought a quack economist into the country, and we said that he was an economist, not knowing he was a blacksmith. He wrecked the nation, wreaked havoc on our economy. Today, that quack economist has been sent back into oblivion. I wonder if he can ever return. Look, I'm talking and tears are coming out of my eyes. Boy. Listen, Prophet Oduro, thank you so much for what you did. You were one of the few men of God who stood up against the system. A lot of them claimed that they were praying. Listen, Jesus did not pray to sack all those thieves from out of the synagogue. He picked a whip, went physically after those thieves, whooped them out of the synagogue. Sometimes prayer is not enough. You need to add action. And that was the action Prophet Oduro added. Thank you so much, Prof. And we expect that from all other men and women of God. Speak against rot and wickedness. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. My brother, my sister, this is our nation, and if we do not protect it, we will all perish and sink like the Titanic. I've told you time and again, I was in Jamaica only a couple of weeks ago. The average Jamaican never talks down on Jamaica. I don't know what kind of spirit the people in Jamaica have. Yo, Jamaica, yeah, me want to go to Jamaica. Even when they are in America, they are eating Jamaican food. The average Jamaican, even in hell, he will still ask you for ackee and saltfish. When I went to Jamaica, and I went to a restaurant, and they wanted to give me ackee and saltfish, I told them I was vegan. They said they could replace the fish with vegetables. I said, I'm not a fan of ackee. They were shocked. Everybody in the restaurant turned around to see who in Jamaica was not a fan of ackee. When it came that I was African, then some of them relaxed. But others still were looking at the whole thing and were like, you must taste it, man. Taste it, man. It tastes good, man. It's too nutritious, man. It will help you, man. It's good, man. Try it, man. My brother, my sister, not in Ghana. When we have visitors from America coming here, we are taking them to Italian, Indian, Chinese, and European restaurants. We won't take them to heavy do to eat fufu and abenkwai. No. They don't get to eat ekwegwemi. Nah. They don't get to eat the food that you use your fingers to eat. No. They eat with fork and knife. We must be patriotic, my brother. Nobody will come and bless our country for us if we don't bless it ourselves. The average Ghanaian is always talking ill of his country. And a Ghana dear, and a Kroben cranny, Ghana dear. Nyami shrine na yenya visa bi na yen Japa. You want to Japa? Everybody wants to run away from Ghana. Everybody is trying to run away from Ghana. Who is going to stay and develop this nation? Oh, what a shame. Well, it is what it is. And the president has a lot of work to do. Left to me alone, the Ministry of Culture should also be pushed so hard to deal with Pan-Africanism. Better still, if a new office of Patriotism and Pan-Africanism, my brother, my sister, can be established, even if it doesn't have to be a ministry, but an outfit to deal with this, my brother, my sister, I will be more than just excited. The biggest problem we have in this country is not the problem of what to eat. We have too much to eat. We are extremely ignorant. We hardly think. The average Ghanaian does not even understand what it is to say Pan-Africanism. He doesn't understand why he should wear an African print. He doesn't understand why he should say good things about his country. He doesn't understand why he must even pay taxes. The average Ghanaian does not understand his own history. Go out on the streets of Accra. Pick up the first 10 people you meet, no discrimination. Ask them, one of the top heroes of this nation. You'll be shocked some of them only heard about Kwame Nkrumah, but they didn't know exactly who he was. Let alone Kwejir Agri, Ya Santoa, and the rest of them. When I was on the streets of Jamaica, asking school children if they knew about Marcus Garvey, at least they had an idea. A number of them didn't know any other thing about Marcus Garvey apart from the fact that he was a national hero. In Jamaica, school children, I asked them, what about Marcus Garvey do you know? Oh, him was a national hero. Him was a great man who helped the nation. I said, all right, good. What exactly did he do to help the nation? Quiet. I had to go to some schools in Jamaica to teach African history. And the children were so excited. There was a school I even went to with a lot of African heroes, photographs on the walls of the school. And the students did not know who they were. They didn't know who Kwame Nkrumah was, even though Kwame Nkrumah's name had been written there. Some of them will just mention Kwame Nkrumah. Who was he? Nothing. Marcus Garvey. Even at the Marcus Garvey Center, the children there did not know beyond the fact that he was a national hero. We need to teach our own history. The great people that we are, we need to let everybody see that. We can't forget the achievements of our heroes and be worshiping white people night and day. Everybody wants to go to America. Kofi Oduro ran to America. Why did he not go to Mali? Why did he not go to Nigeria? Why didn't he go to Togo? Why did he not go to Zimbabwe? And the other guy, what's his name again? The guy who said he was poisoned. He said, listen, the American people were those who saved him. What a shame. So what are the African people doing? The African nations, what happened to the AU? You want to travel from Ghana to Nigeria, the borders are more than 6 million. Everybody's looking at milking you. Now the best place to be posted to work is the border. They make a lot of money there. Immigration officers who are sent to the borders, oh, it's their harvest time. Why? What is happening to us? What is happening to us, my brother? I am truly saddened by this. In fact, this is my area. If I mean to talk about it, I will not finish. And to the Mahama government, this is the final thing I want to say. I've been saying this time and again. Now, what I want to say is this. I think that we need a ministry of uncompleted government projects. I don't know. A whole ministry that is going to look at Ghana from when Nkrumah was here, even before Nkrumah. What projects were started that never ended? If every government will look at this, my brother, hey, we would be